Sourdough is very in sync with what we were experiencing then. It's about slow living. Sourdough all over the world was like becoming a rage. So I started reading about it and was very fascinated that, it's like a science experiment where there's no controlled recipe, there's no controlling factors. And then in lockdown, there was no food available, there were no cooks coming. So it started by baking healthy bread for my husband and daughter.
Every great story begins with an unexpected twist. From the towering lecture halls of the London School of Economics to the still, silent kitchens of a lockdown Mumbai, Pallavee Duggal's path was never linear. When the world told her to slow down, she chose instead to begin again. With nothing but flour, water, and a daring imagination, she let possibility rise in her hands. What started as a humble lockdown experiment soon transformed into Weirdough, a bakery that gave bread a bold personality and a city a reason to believe in resilience, creativity, and community. It wasn't just about baking, it was about rewriting what it means to start over, to embrace the unpredictable, and to find joy in the simplest of things. Today on Voices for Local, we meet Pallavee Duggal, the woman who turned uncertainty into opportunity and in doing so, baked a brand that reminds us all it's never too late to reinvent yourself. So thank you, Pallavee. Thank you for being a part of Voices for Local.
Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. I'm humbled to be here.
It's our pleasure because I remember, during lockdown, Rajneesh sending me a sample of Weirdough and saying, please sample, my wife is trying something new.
Yes, that must be one of the first few loaves that you got.
I was one of the earliest guinea pigs. I'm humbly accepting it.
Yes.
But it was delicious.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
अच्छा मुझे ये बताओ Pallavee कि you studied in London School of Economics. So obviously you studied business there.
Yes.
And how much of that learning have you put into the brand?
I think 99%, even more. They're amazing bakers in the country. But I think it's my entrepreneur skills which pushed in and led it to turn from just a home baking for my family into a business. I think I could scale it up faster because of what knowledge I had or the education I had. I was like, either you go full throttle or you don't go at all, So I think that's what helped me be where we've reached today. Of course, we have a long way to go, but that's, yeah.
No, but you were one of the few brands, like a lot of brands started during the pandemic.
Yes.
When the world was telling us to slow down,
Yeah.
when there was uncertainty, when nobody knew what was going to happen next. You chose at that time to start something new.
Yeah.
So what prompted you to do it?
So I think sourdough is very in sync with what we were experiencing then. It's all about, in a fast-paced world where everything is fast and instant, it's teaching you how to slow down. It's about slow living. The process is slow. It's slow fermentation, happens over 2.5 days. And that's what sourdough is. It's teaching us to accept that, the best things can be made slowly and be a part of slow living.
So take me to the process of sourdough. You said it takes 2 days.
Yeah.
So इतनी सारी bread कितने time में बनती है?
It takes long. It's like a more than 36-hour process. We feed the starter today and we mix it in the sourdough tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, those breads are kept into the refrigerator for overnight cold fermentation. That's what breaks the gluten. And then we bake it the third day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's why everything with us is pre-order. Now, of course, we estimate the market demand and we know, okay, this many extra we do, but it's a long process. And I think that's what differentiates us from most sourdough bakeries in the country because we do not do short methods. We do the whole process, which is a good, 36-hour process. We don't do same-day bakes. Our bakes are made like it start today, but they're baked day after.
Right.
And we're very, very, very honest. I think that's the thing that's gotten us where we are. We're very honest to what we say we do. Our ingredients, we use all local ingredients. We're trying to source flour from all over, source grains from all over, mill them ourselves. So that's when a friend of mine, she said, okay, let me do the branding for you. And she came up with this amazing name, Weirdough.
I was just going to ask you that it's a very interesting
Yes.
name and an interesting logo.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So she's the one who suggested
Huh.
the name, and she worked on the brand. And the story behind it is that we can have 10 people working in a kitchen, and everybody's sourdough with the same method, with the same ingredients, same recipe will turn out
different.
Each dough is different, so each dough is weird, and that's how we called it Weirdough. So yeah, and then she did a fab job of branding it, and I think that's also really worked for us.
How will you manage and hire the right people firstly?
Yeah, yeah. So that's the biggest challenge. But other than that, yeah. So I did an online course with Sujit Sumitran. He's based out of Goa. He was doing an online course, and I did a 3-day course with him, and then that's it. After that, there was no looking back.
So now you started in 2020. So it's
Yes.
almost been, let's say, about 5 years.
Yeah, yeah.
So from starting from a kitchen in your home
Yeah.
to now, what's the kind of people that you employ?
We have still a small team of 10 people, and yeah,
And approximately how many orders are you catering to in a day at the moment?
100.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. From a girl who didn't know how to cook
Yes.
to today running a successful brand
Yes.
and servicing 100 plus clients
Yes.
in a day.
In a day.
Okay, that's amazing. But tell me something, cooking, food is very personal.
Yeah.
And people are very quick to judge.
Yeah.
A lot of times when we go to a restaurant, हम बहुत बार बोल देते हैं ना खाना ठीक है,
Yeah.
नमक ज़्यादा
Yeah,
है,
yeah.
ठंडा था. So how do you handle critical feedback? Do you get critical feedback often?
Lots. We do. Always do. Also, people feel that, so a lot of people, there have been people who've been in touch with me from the beginning because initially I was doing it.
Correct.
The orders were being taken by me. Now, of course, we have a separate team who handles that. But I feel like sometimes the most critical feedback comes from your oldest customers because they've been, and they feel they have the right and entitled to give you that feedback. So I've also learned along the way that you have to be the most responsive and take all feedback very well because that's only how you can work and improve on yourself.
पर मुझे ये बताओ, see 40s में when most people are saying, okay, I've got kids, I've got responsibility, I've got a husband who's in a profession that makes him travel a lot more. How easy is it for a woman to start in her mid-40s?
I think I wouldn't say it's the easiest thing to do, but I think once you do it and you start reaping the benefits, and it's something that you're doing for yourself. I think it's very important at this time to have that feeling that there's something that is yours. In my case, I feel like I'm part of somebody's life in a very meaningful way,
Right.
So I think that gives you the sense of satisfaction, somewhere like you're happy, there's an achievement, you're happy. And I feel like at this stage, though it's not the easiest, but it's very essential for women to have something which is theirs.
I try and juggle a lot of roles in my life, okay? And it's not always the easiest. And for me, I think you need to have a solid backup at home. Because if you don't have that, you're going to work stressed and carrying a lot of other responsibilities, which every woman has,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So who's your strongest backup at home?
My husband.
He's supportive.
Yeah, very
Wow,
supportive.
this is like super clap moment. Because
yes. Because we both have our families in Delhi.
Right.
So it's just us here. And of course, our friends have also become like family. But I have to say at home, it's my husband and my daughter. I mean, there were times, the time when I decided that I have to grow further is the time when there was a time in my life where there was flour all over the house. Our whole house was full of flour. But they were so patient. They never like got angry or agitated. They were just very, very accommodating, knowing that, okay, this is COVID and these are the, in spite of the fact that they were also home most of the time. So it was more disturbing for them that, there was chaos at home because of this bakery happening out of home. But I think, yes, my husband and my daughter.
So which are your best-selling items?
Sourdough. Of course, now we have like 56 products.
Right.
We have a wide range because we want customers who come to us keep telling us, okay, why don't you make a cake for us also? They don't want to go anywhere else. So, but our sourdough, our jalapeno cheddar sourdough and our quinoa sourdough, which were my first two products.
I love that pesto pull.
The pesto cheese
the
pull
chest.
apart.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's
Thank you.
addictive,
Yeah.
amazing, but also
you.
full of calories.
Yeah, yeah. So, but our sourdoughs, our two main sourdoughs are bestsellers.
Amazing. So now, what next for Weirdough? Now that you're doing a large number of products, you're doing, you've experimented from bread to cakes to some crackers and those kind of things. What is your vision for sourdough? Where do you see sourdough reaching with Weirdough taking it forward?
So, as much as as much as I would like us to be present in every corner, the flip side is that you can commercialize, but you don't want to add preservatives and additives to it and make it a short process. It has to be very centralized. So we look at expanding. We would look hopefully at being present in every part of the country, but initially expanding in Mumbai for this year, and obviously going into a larger commercial space where we want our baking to be centralized, because that control is very, very important.
Quality check.
Quality check, no shortcuts. It has to be the right way. It has to be the long ferment. It's only if it's fermented overnight in a fridge for a certain number of hours is when we break the gluten. So the real benefit of people consuming it will be surpassed if we do any shortcuts. So we're looking at being able to service like the entire Bombay, and we also want to have a little bit of experience center with it, which will have a little cafe where we hold workshops. We already do hold a lot of workshops, but yeah, and where people can come and experience sourdough.
But how are you going to manage quality control? Because like you said, you want a centralized kitchen.
Yeah.
Now the problem with the centralized kitchen is it's okay to have it till Bombay or maybe a little outside of Bombay. But when you're imagining pan-India, it's a challenge.
It's a challenge, and the challenge with us is we can't deliver. It has a short shelf life, so nothing can be delivered.
So what's the shelf life of?
5 days if refrigerated, 3 weeks if frozen, which is what we advocate now, because research shows that if you freeze your sourdough, the GI drops even more.
Oh.
So it's very, very good for the gut, and it becomes people with diabetes, everybody can consume it. So it becomes even better. So we're teaching people that it's an expensive product to consume daily. You might as well take it, freeze it. And then it goes up to 3 weeks in the freezer. And there's no loss of nutrients.
So how are you going to handle the challenge of pan-India with a centralized kitchen?
So
what are your thoughts on that?
Right now we are doing pan-India delivery with our sourdough. We have customers in every corner of the country. Every place. Like people, like for example, Ranchi, Saharanpur, Kanpur, every corner who buy weekly breads from us. Looking to train a team, which we can train really, really well, and then move to other parts of the country. Delhi will be the first place because we have family there.
Right.
It's much easier.
And also, metropolitan city allows you to actually, reach a larger base.
Yeah.
And Delhi also, like Mumbai, has a metropolitan crowd.
Yes,
So you get to get a lot of customer feedback as well.
Yes, yeah.
I'm going to ask you a question which, is somewhere being Rajneesh Duggal's wife. Did it open doors for you or did it not?
I think of course, I think that's been an added perk. I wouldn't say it led to, I think initially it definitely got us the eyeballs as a brand. Like I would always, even till today, I notice anything we collaborate with him gets us more views. And yes, for sure, in terms of visibility, but as a product, end of the day, I think it's when people, at the end of the day, where you are is purely because of the product.
That is true. So as long as your product is experimented and loved, you're going to get repeat orders.
Yes.
But I think milk it, use him, collaborate on every video with him, so that at least it gets you new clients.
Right.
And then of course your product is fabulous.
Thank
so
you.
That's what it's going to get you, again, repeated customers.
Yes.
See, these are the advantages of being a famous personality's wife.
Of course.
Please milk it.
Of
Happily
course.
milk it.
I'll take your advice.
You've used Instagram very effectively. Okay, Weirdough uses Instagram. Initially you started out only on Instagram.
Yes.
So was that a thought through strategy or was that just one thing led to another?
It was one thing led to the other. I'm telling you, it's been very, very organic. Till date, we've never had a social media team handling Instagram. It's been everything that has with Weirdough is completely organic. Each step led to the other. It's not planned out or it's very, very organic.
So, what other tools of marketing do you use for your business at the moment?
So now we have, of course, Instagram is a great tool for us. Now we've got our website in place.
Right.
And we've started running ads for the website. That's where all our pan-India orders
Come in from.
Yeah, that's where. And otherwise, word of mouth.
Do you put up pop-ups across the city?
So we did initially. We did a lot of pop-ups initially. And like stuff like Little Flea, Farmers Market. We did
Right.
a lot of that. And that really helped us. I think that also helped people experiment our product. I remember the first pop-up we did was at Geo World Drive. They had those weekend farmers markets.
Right, right.
So we used to do them regularly. And every time the people used to come in, it's like, but why is your bread 500? Why is it so expensive? It's bread. Why is it so expensive? And today, when we go and do a pop-up, we are never asked, why is your bread expensive?
But why is the bread expensive?
It's the time, the ingredients, and the effort that goes into making sourdough, right?
But what are the benefits of sourdough? Like you mentioned, see, your GI comes down. It's very good for your gut. What are the other benefits of paying for a premium product? Because I think most of the viewers still believe, and कि normal bread or sourdough is a new craze. Yeah. But actually, उसके benefits होते क्या हैं?
So, first of all, there are no additives. There are no preservatives. It's 3 simple ingredients: flour, water, salt. Nothing else. And then when we mix our starter in, the wild yeast and the lactic acid in the starter starts fermenting the dough. So the overnight fermentation then breaks the gluten. So the gluten is broken like 99%. So even if somebody is gluten intolerant, gluten insensitive, they can have the sourdough and digest it very well. Right. Then it's low GI. So people with diabetes can have it. It's good for the gut. It's good bacteria for your gut. And now in the last 2-3 years, gut health has become
very important.
Very, very important. Yeah. So it's fermented food. And it has more nutrition. It lowers the phytate, so you can absorb. It has more bioavailability, means you can absorb more nutrients. You know how we've always had this thing: soak almonds,
correct,
and then have the almonds, soak the dals, and then make the food. So the same way with the fermentation, we are more easily able to absorb the nutrients from the flour.
Right.
Yeah, and then we use a lot of ancient grains, like we use kapli, we use rye, we use pigambari. We're using a lot of ancient heirloom grains in our sourdough.
So अगर महंगा है पर अच्छा है.
Yes, it's very good and it's very light.
Yeah. Yes. No, I've tried sourdough. I've tried your brand. Yeah. I've tried multiple. I swear by sourdough because I think it does have those benefits.
Yes.
Right? Any principles that you live by when it comes to your brand? That few things you spoke about honesty, you spoke about being authentic, you spoke about all of that. Any things that you live by saying, ये कुछ चीजें हैं जो हम कभी यहाँ से हटेंगे नहीं, even if it means saying no to a client.
Yeah, for example, we get a lot of demand. A lot of customers ask, why don't you do croissant? So we have a commercial yeast-free bakery. A lot of kids, a lot of people are realizing that they're actually allergic to yeast. Okay. It's like they can have a cake, but they may not be able to have a bread. The reason is they're allergic to commercial yeast. So that's something we don't use in our bakery. And there are a lot of products which could be a lot of money-making products for us, but we do not have them because that means we have to implement adding commercial yeast. And I think that's one of the principles we've stuck by, and that's why we stick to everything only sourdough.
Right. कभी ऐसा हुआ है कि बेकरी में सब मतलब उस दिन की ब्रेड खराब हो गई और ऑर्डर्स डिलीवर करने हैं?
Yeah.
And then how did you handle it?
Had to cancel everything.
Cancel everything.
Yeah. Some mistake happens. You've forgotten the salt in the sourdough or something. Then yes, you have to own it and.
But thank you so much, Pallavee, for telling the viewers, telling me. I've learned a lot about sourdough. So मैं तो वैसे ही खा रही हूँ. I'm promising that I swear by Weirdough. So please, all of you, even if you haven't tried Weirdough, please go shop for it.
Thank you so much.
And now that they deliver online, दे इवन डिलीवर टिल सहारनपुर, जहाँ से हमारी डायरेक्टर हैं। तो आप जान सकते हैं कि वो तो ऑर्डर कर ही लेंगी, अपने परिवार वालों के लिए भी कर लेंगी, बट प्लीज ऑर्डर ऑनलाइन। एंड थैंक यू सो मच फॉर
Thank you
चूजिंग टू
so
बी अ पार्ट ऑफ वॉइसेस फॉर
Thank you so
लोकल।
much.